Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Computer Science and Engineering Workshop. This is your host, Egarman speaking, and in today's video we're going to be deploying a network gateway using Ubuntu as our operating system for the gateway that we're going to be configuring. So what we're going to be doing is actually a quite simple concept. What we're going to be doing is that we're going to be enabling internet access to an internal device on our network, which will be our client over here. So our client over here is connected to our gateway through this subnet. I mean, it is not connected yet, but we will be doing that in this video. And our gateway, which is this device right here, is connected to my computer's bridged adapter, which is connected to my home router, which is connected to the internet. So essentially, we're just gonna enable internet connection for this device using this device here. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is, if we want to connect this device to the internet through this device, is to make sure that this device is connected to the internet. To verify that, we can just launch Firefox, and then there we go, we are connected to the internet. So now if we get past the terrible joke there, what we want to do is we want to configure our internal network adapter, which is this one, in my case at least. So what we want to do is we want to set its IP to manual. It needs to have a static IP, so we want it in the subnet of 172.16.5, and then its address is going to be 97. And we want the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. We don't need to configure a gateway, since this connection is just going to be used to connect to our internal network here. So after that, we're just going to come over here to our terminal, and we're going to be using IPtables to do the operation. So in Ubuntu, I believe it comes pre-installed, but if it's not pre-installed in the operating system that you picked, you want to install IPtables on it. On Ubuntu, I believe, on Ubuntu and Fedora, I believe that it comes pre-installed, but or at least it came pre-installed in the VMs I have here. I will be dropping a link in the description below to download these, except for the wallpapers. I had to look for them on the internet. So anyway, let's continue with IPtables. So we're just gonna type sudo IPtables here. So we're just gonna say -a forward. We wanna forward the, well, whatever it is that comes through NPOS3, which will be the interface of our, bridge adapter, at least in my case. So to verify that, actually what you can do to learn what interface you have, you can type ifconfig here. So this one is my bridge adapter here. And then if you look at the IP address of this is the internal network that we just configured. Here's its interface. Or you can just look here and verify that. Anyway, so we want to forward NPOS3 to the interface of NPOS8. And then we want to specify the subnet here. We want to specify the subnet of 172.16.5.0 with the subnet mask of /24, which is 255.255.255.0. So we're just going to say -m contract. Oh, actually, that's not supposed to be capitals. My bad there. Contract --c state new -j accept. So these commands will be below in the description. So if you just want to copy paste it, you can copy paste them from there. And then we're gonna hit enter. So the next command that we want to do is we want to tell it to forward it again, but this time with a different command, because frankly I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but this works, trust me. So yeah, just gonna say contract dash dash ct state established period comma related dash j accept. There we go. So next we're just going to be setting our network address translation sudo IPtables. So we're going to say dash t net dash capital F post routing. Post routing, and then that's it. And then lastly, we're just gonna tell IPtables to masquerade it. Sudo IPtables dash t net dash a post routing. I'm doing a lot of typos today. So we wanna tell it to masquerade the data that comes through, not the data, but the whatever you want to call it. We're just gonna tell it to masquerade it. So we're just gonna say masquerade. Did I write it right? Nope, it's masquerade, not masquerade. I did a typo. It's QUE. So that's my bad there. There we go. Lastly, we just want to save this by sudo IPtables dash save sudo t slash etc slash IPtables dot sav. So we saved it. So lastly, we're just going to restore our save file. This is something that we have to do in IPtables. It's a little annoying, gotta be honest, but yeah, whatever. We gotta do what we gotta do to connect our device to the internet. Okay, so we want to make sure that our IP forward is our IP forward is equal to, how do you say it in English? Actually, let me just demonstrate real quick. You should be able to understand what I'm getting at here. So there's this configuration that tells your system to forward an IP. We're going to say it's located here, IP before IP forward. Okay, so it's set to 0. So what we want to do is we want to say sudo sh-c echo. We want to turn it to 1 to enable IP forwarding on our system, and then proc sys / net / IPv4 / IP forward. And now let's check it again. And there we go. Now that it's set to 1, we have one last issue. So there's this sysetl.conf file that we need to change. We're just gonna have to uncomment a single line, and it's sysctl.conf. I'm just gonna use nano here. So if you come below here, what's gonna happen is that you just wanna enable packet forwarding, so that way the gateway actually works. Okay, so now we should be able to just enter our password and then connect our client to the internet. So we're just gonna come over here. We're gonna set the IP over our internal network adapter to static. So we're just gonna say 172.116. Remember, it needs to be the same subnet. Now let's just give it the address of 96. It shouldn't really matter. So its netmask will be 255.255.255.0. And then the gateway will be the IP this gateway here, the internal IP of this. So we're just gonna copy and paste it here. Does this not have shared clipboard enabled? Do they not have it? Okay, so I may have forgotten to enable the shared clipboard. That's fine. And then the DNS here. Now what you want to do is you want to set this to the DHCP of your adapter. So in my case, this will be my AC 8260 here. So this is the IPv4 at my local network. We're just gonna type this in as our DNS. We're just gonna apply. And now we should be able to connect to the internet through this. Now, for the sake of the keeping the video short, I'm gonna start talking about the issue of our gateway resetting on reboot. So, you know, at least in my case, what happened to me was that IPtables were reset. Actually, let me just demonstrate real quick. So, both of these devices can now connect to a network, as you can see, but the issue not connect to a network, they can both connect to the internet, except Firefox is not launching for some reason. Firefox is already running, but not responding. It should launch up now, whatever. So both of these devices can now connect to the internet, but once we reboot this gateway, what's going to happen is that all of our configuration will just reset. So to demonstrate, I'm just going to power off both of them here real quick, and then I'm going to come back once they're both up and running again. Okay, so now that we're back up and running, as you can see here, there's a little question mark in the upper right corner of our device. Yeah, it's showing that because it can no longer connect to the internet. Meanwhile, before we rebooted our gateway, it could. But what? Okay, so the last time I did this, IPtables was resetting both. So even though it still connects, I'm still gonna talk about this. So if IPtables is resetting on reboot, at least it used to do it in my case. I have no idea what the hell is going on right now, but what you want to do is you want to say sudo apt install IPtables persistent. We're just gonna install this package here. So what this allows you to do is to just, well, save your, so what, wait, did I already install this? Anyway, that's how you install it. And then after you do your configurations, you just want to type sudo netfilter persistent save. And then after this, to take your settings into effect, just type reload here. And bada bing, bada boom, but that still does not explain why there's a question mark here. Anyway, that's basically how you configure a gateway using Linux. You can actually, wait, is it not? Is it seriously no longer able to connect? Okay, you know what? So I actually have all the commands I used previously. Yeah, so it did. It seems to have reset. Actually, hold on. Did that page from cache? I don't think it has that type of behavior, but let's just make sure. So I'm just gonna copy paste all of my commands from this little text file I have open in my second monitor. Yeah, so let's just copy paste these. So these are in the description below. You can just, if you don't want to watch the entire thing and you know, just get done with it, you can just copy paste them from there. But we're about to we're almost near the end of the video, and it's a little pointless to say that at this point, so yeah. I'm just gonna say IPtables restore, and yeah, this should be it. After this, let's just check. Oh, the question mark is gone. Actually, that could have it could have just how do you say it, showed Google from its cache, so maybe I should have just checked it with a different page. Anyway, so after this, what you want to say is you want to say sudo netfilter persistent save, and then after this just say reload, and there we go. our network configuration is saved, and the next time that you reboot this thing, it should not reset. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful or educational by any regards, a like and subscribe would be very helpful. Even if you don't, thank you for your time. Have a good day.